So, current affairs. The question is about Bangladesh. Devotees living there are facing such issues. What is the reason? Karma, or they are up to their patha. Why this is happening with them even if they are serving the Lord's lotus feet? Well, there are multiple reasons why these kind of things happen. You see, several millions of years ago, there was one person called Hiranyakashipu. This Hiranyakashipu meditated upon Brahma, appeased him, and got so many boons. He will not be killed in this way, that way, neither by human nor by animal, not on the land, not in the water, not in the sky, etc., etc. You all know those things. After he got those boons, he became very puffed up. He thought, now nobody can harm me. He went and attacked the Devaloka and displaced Indra. And he said, Indra, get out. I am dismissing you. Like the Bangladesh Prime Minister also, dismissed. Like that, he dismissed Indra also. Then he sat on the throne. And then he called Indra and Chandra and Surya, sun and the moon gods. And he called them, from today onwards, you are also unemployed. I will take care of the sun and the moon myself. So like this, he displaced all the Devatas and started running the affairs by himself. What will the Devatas now do? They have all become part of the unemployed bureau. So they have no employment now. What to do now? So they were all loitering. They did not know what to do. And this Hiranyakashipu was ruling over Swarga, and he was controlling everything. For so many thousands of years he ruled over. And his rule was of such intense tyranny. The Bhagavatam says all the time he would be intoxicated, drunk. His eyes would be rolling, always red, because his eyes would always, you see drunkards, no? Their eyes will be red. Bhagavatam says Hiranyakashipu's eyes was always red because he was always drunk. And he would be always using abusive language and all kinds of bad words he would be using, insulting everybody. Little things he will get angry and shout at people. This is how he was ruling over. And the Bhagavatam says, everybody in the whole universe, other than Brahma, Shiva and Vishnu, everybody else had to bow down to Hiranyakashipu. Even Narada Muni had to bow down to Hiranyakashipu. This was the status. No other option, because he has become the ruler now. What will Narada Muni do? He has to survive. So he went and bowed down before him. Whenever demoniac people take over, the devotees will have to undergo some suffering. They will undergo persecution. This is the nature of this material world. You have to understand, material world, nobody can become happy. Even if you become a devotee of Krishna, you will have to undergo distress. Look at the Pandavas. The Pandavas, when they lost the game of dice and Draupadi was insulted, she was tried to be disrobed, all that happened. And then they were told that you have to go to the forest, exile. When they went to the forest in exile, Narada Muni went and met them. And he saw how they were suffering, they were crying, they had been insulted, such great misery. Then Narada Muni went to Dwaraka and he met Krishna. And Narada Muni met Krishna. Because Narada Muni is a great devotee of Krishna, he has a little freedom. So he started criticizing Krishna in an indirect way. Sarcastically he started telling Krishna, Krishna, your devotees, the Pandavas, I just met them. They are such great devotees of yours. And you have rewarded them very nicely for their devotion. You took away all their kingdom. The Draupadi had to be disrobed in the assembly. And now they are in forest exile. So, for their devotion, you have given them a very nice reward. So nice of you. Then Narada Muni said, but I am not able to understand what kind of magic you have done. You have hypnotized them. Because although they are suffering so much, I went and met them. Not once did they say that why are we suffering like this although we are a devotee of Krishna. What kind of magic you have done, I don't know. They are not scolding you at all. They have no complaint about you at all. They are still so loving and devoted to you, even after undergoing so much miseries. I'm not able to understand this. What have you done, Krishna, to them? And like this, Narada Muni, in a joking way, he mentioned, he was actually glorifying the Pandavas. that they are so devoted to Krishna that despite so many reverses in life, they had their faith in Krishna, their conviction in Krishna, their devotion towards Krishna did not slacken even by a millimeter. So he was glorifying them. You see, the Pandavas are such exalted devotees of Krishna. They are eternal associates of Krishna. They are so closely related to Krishna. They are his cousin brothers. So closely, so thickly related. And Krishna acted as their messenger. He acted as their charioteer. He acted as their watchman. In every way, Krishna was serving the Pandavas. You see, so that is the level of devotion of the Pandavas. So it's not that the Pandavas, because they were such exalted devotees, their whole life they were flying in the air and always they were living in 7-star palaces and enjoying life. No, they had the toughest life toughest challenges in life they had to face. Their whole life was full of challenges. You see, because Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. This material world is a place of dukkha. Do not expect to become happy here. If I am imprisoned, if I am in the jail, and if I think now the jail superintendent, I have become very close to him, and I become his personal assistant. He is very pleased with me. So now I will enjoy life in the jail. No, sir, you will still suffer. Jail is jail. You may suffer a little less, but you will still suffer. Material world is like a prison house. This place is not meant for happiness. This is meant for misery. Even if you become a devotee, you will have to suffer. Even if you are a pure devotee, there will be demoniac people, there will be envious people who will want to disturb you, who will want to create problem for you. You may be just like Yudhishthir Maharaj. One of the names of Yudhishthir Maharaj was Ajata Shatru. One whose enemy has never been born. That means he never acted in such a way as to make another person his enemy. But still, his number one enemy was Duryodhana. How do we understand this? Because Yudhishthir Maharaj never acted in any way to antagonize Duryodhana. Duryodhana simply became envious of Yudhishthira and became his enemy. What did the Pandavas do? Actually speaking, the Pandavas had a legal right to the throne of Hastinapura. When they were grown up, they had the right to sit on the throne of Hastinapura. And when they had grown up sufficiently, Yudhishthira Maharaj and all the rest of his brothers, they went to Dhritarashtra and they very humbly submitted before him. Now we are grown up. As Kshatriyas, we need some land to rule over. Kindly instruct us. He did not even demand. Actually, he should have gone and told Dhritarashtra, now uncle, I am grown up, so please hand over the throne to me. Modern day, anybody is there, they will go and ask like that only, no? But he did not ask like that. See how humbly and very nicely he is putting it. He is saying, we have grown up, now we need some land to rule over, so you please instruct us. And what did Dhritarashtra do? He should have handed over Hastinapura, no? Instead, he said, oh, yes. Come. I will make you the king of Khandaprastha. What is Khandaprastha? It is one uninhabited jungle. Uninhabited jungle. He is saying, I will make you king of that uninhabited jungle. What did Yudhishthira Maharaj respond? He did not say anything. He said, thank you very much, my dear uncle. We are very thankful to you for this. He accepted it and went. And then Krishna came, and when Krishna heard, oh, this has happened, then Krishna called Vishwakarma. Come, Vishwakarma. He called Vishwakarma. And he said, build one city for my devotees. And Indraprastha was built like that. Otherwise, it was an uninhabited forest. There was only jungle animals living there. But Krishna got Vishwakarma to build one palace there. And then, in that forest fire, Khandaprastha forest fire, where Arjuna appeased Agni, Mayadanava was protected, and Arjuna protected Mayadanava, the Maya demon. And Mayadanava told Arjuna, you have protected me from this fire, you have saved my life, you please tell me, I want to give you something in return. Arjuna said, no, I don't need anything. It was my duty, I just did my duty. But Krishna did not refuse. He said, no, wait, Maya, I've got a job for you. He said, build a palace for the Pandavas. Because Krishna wanted Maya to serve his pure devotees. So Maya Danava built a wonderful palace which had all kinds of illusory appearances. When you enter the palace, you look at the floor, it will look like a swimming pool. And you put your hand, it will be only floor, there will be no water. Another place, it will look like a beautiful marble floor. You walk on it, you will fall into a pool of water. It was all like that. So he built it like that. And naturally, such a big city, such a beautiful palace, all people started migrating from different parts and they started coming and settling in Indraprastha. Soon Indraprastha became a bustling, vibrant city. So much so that it exceeded the opulence of Hastinapura. Now when Yudhishthira Maharaj conducted the Rajasuya Yajna, he called everyone. He naturally called all his cousin brothers, everybody he called. He called Duryodhana also. And he called Duryodhana and he told, I am conducting this Rajasuya Yajna. He told Duryodhana, you take care of the treasury. All the whatever money is there, everything, how it is to be expended, how it is to be used. He gave charge to Duryodhana. You look at Yudhishthira Maharaj. And he called Karna and he told him, you take charge of the donation. Whatever charity has to be done for all the people who are coming, it is your department. Like this, he engaged even the Kauravas. Now when Duryodhana saw so much money in the treasury, such a big city, what a palace he has built, Hastinapura, I also don't have, I want Indraprastha. Arey bhaiya, they built the city, they spent their sweat and blood, they built policies by which people came and settled there, they became popular on their own account. Now Duryodhana is not able to do that, he wants to grab this also. So he said, let us create one game of dice and we will cheat Yudhishthira and we'll take the kingdom. See, what did Yudhishthira do to antagonize Duryodhana? He was always nice to him. He was giving him opportunity. He was even in his this one, he handed over the keys of his treasury to Duryodhana. And look at what Duryodhana did. This is the nature of this material world. Even if you become a devotee, there will be envious people in this material world who will want to disturb you, who will want to harm you. Therefore, a devotee, whenever he sees these kind of circumstances, he does not become disturbed, he does not become agitated. On the other hand, he remembers what Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Dukkhalayam Asashvatam. This material world is meant for misery. Not only that, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. Once one has come to Krishna consciousness, dukkhena gurunapi, even in the greatest calamity, one will not be agitated, one will not be disturbed. One will be able to face all the calamities in life with the proper perspective. Because ultimately, even if there is a calamity, what will happen? Maximum, I will be killed, I will die. After all, this body has to die one day or the other. And I will not die before my Ayu is over. Nobody will die before his Ayu is over. That is the reality. You will see people falling from an aeroplane and they will survive. And there will be people who will fall down from a step and fall down and hit their head and die. Both these things happen. What does this mean? This means one simple thing. Until your lifespan is over, you are not going to die. Devotee has full confidence. And even if death comes in front of him, what does a devotee think? Mrityu sarva haraschaham. Krishna says Krishna is death. When a devotee is faced with death, he says, oh Krishna, you are coming, welcome. I am here to serve you. Please take me. Devotee is never disturbed by all these things. Devotee is fearless. That's why a devotee is abhaya. He is completely fearless because he knows this body is temporary. One day or the other I have to die. If not today, some other day. In the material world, everybody is thinking, how can I prevent death? What is a devotee thinking? Kulasekara Alvar in his Mukunda Mala Stotra. What does he say? Krishna tvadiya padapankajantaram adyaiva vishatume manasaraj hamsaha prana prayana samaye kapavata pittaihi kantavarodana vidau smaranam gutaste. He says, Krishna, if I die after becoming old, what will happen? My throat will get choked up and my mind will become deranged and I will not be able to speak, I will not be able to chant your holy name, I will not be able to remember your lotus feet. Therefore, Addaiva Vishatume Manasaraja Hamsa. Today itself let me die. I don't want to continue living. I want to die now. Because now I am young, my body is fit, my mind is properly working, my intelligence is properly working, I can remember you, I can chant your holy name. Chanting your holy name, let me die. This is the goal of a devotee. So a devotee is not afraid of death. He is on the other hand waiting. When will death come? So that over, finished, this material life is over. I'll be going back to God, and I'll be going to Krishna's lotus feet. So as long as I'm alive, no problem. I'll serve. As long as I'm in a position to serve Krishna, no problem. I'll keep serving. But if death has come, wonderful, finally finished. Ho gaya, khatam bhaiya. Enough. Devotee is not keen on increasing his time in this material. Material world is a very dirty place. It's not the place to be living. In fact, in one interviewer came and met Prabhupada, and he was telling Prabhupada about where several organizations were coming together to hold a peace conference. And he came and invited Prabhupada that you are the Acharya of an international society. So why don't you also come and participate in this peace conference? What was Prabhupada's response? Prabhupada said, is it a good idea to make plans to live in the toilet? So that man was shocked. He said, what? He said, this is what you are doing. Make peace conference and make everything nice in the toilet and live in the toilet. The material world is like a toilet, yaar. Finish your business and get out. You are not supposed to live your whole life in the toilet. Morning, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever time, finish and get out. After that, you don't want to go to the toilet again. And you are making one peace conference and making, how let us make the toilet very nice and put AC in the toilet and put one cushioned WC seat. I don't want to go beyond that. You are making all these kind of plans. What is the use? Foolishness. So, devotee has that outlook towards life. He is not interested in extending his lifespan. The earlier we can go, the better. Old age, who is going to live in old age with, today, especially in Kali Yuga, you will have blood pressure, you will have heart disease, you will have rheumatism, you cannot sit down, you cannot get up, you cannot offer obeisance, you cannot eat this, you cannot eat that. Krishna Prasadam, all feast is there. You cannot eat sweet, you cannot eat grain, you cannot eat that, you cannot eat this. Oh, why should I live here? What is the point in living like this? Krishna Prasadam feast is there, I cannot eat. Then why should I live then? Better to die and go to the spiritual world and eat nicely. So you see, there is no point in living in this material. So these kind of issues will come as long as we are in the material world. We have an intention as devotees, our intention is to serve everyone, to give everyone an opportunity to live happily and go back to Godhead. But there will be envious people who will want to come and harm us. This is a given thing. And the more nicely you spread Krishna consciousness, the more the people will become envious. This is natural. So, therefore, we should not be disturbed by these kind of things. When these kind of things happen, we have to become more fixed up in Krishna's teachings that this material world is a place of misery. Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, Adi Adhyatmika kleshas will always be there, and therefore we should not become disturbed.